In the relentless grip of a torrential downpour, a small, makeshift shelter on the fringes of a forgotten village offered little refuge. Water, cold and unforgiving, seeped through the sparse, ill-fitted palm leaves that served as a roof, dripping steadily onto the earthen floor. Inside, the dim light of dawn struggled to pierce the gloom, illuminating a tableau of quiet despair. An elderly mother, her face etched with the lines of a lifetime of struggle, sat hunched over a meager breakfast, her bowl overflowing in a gesture of simple, poignant care from her daughter-in-law. "It's so wet and dirty, isn't it, Mom?" the daughter-in-law murmured, her voice laced with concern. "Here, Mom, have breakfast. Your bowl is too full. Eat, Mom. Eat a lot to be healthy." The scene was a stark testament to the unforgiving reality of life on the margins, where every meal was a hard-won victory and every day a battle against the elements. This was their existence, a precarious balance between survival and surrender, far from the security of what was once home. The conversation, punctuated by the rhythmic drumming of rain, turned to the impossible conditions. "It's raining today, honey. Mom and I stay home. We don't go to work anymore," the daughter-in-law insisted, her eyes on her husband, who was preparing to brave the storm. "The two of you are going to find something to sell. But it's raining too much," he responded with a grim determination that spoke of necessity, not choice. "I have a raincoat, honey. I'm sure you'll be okay with a raincoat." But the mother's wisdom cut through the bravado. "It's raining, but it's raining like this. You're afraid of getting sick." The leaky roof underscored their vulnerability, a constant reminder of their displacement. "This place is leaking a little bit, honey. Water falls every now and then. The leaves are probably just a little sparse, honey. Let's see when it stops, then I'll get more leaves to fill it up." It was a futile hope. The drizzle, a persistent torment, promised no respite. "This kind of rain won't stop, honey. It's drizzling. Yes. Like this, it will probably rain all day, right?" The desperation of their situation fueled the longing for what they had lost. "I'll see how it goes, Mom, we'll see how it goes, then we'll go home and live. Down here, there's no good place to live. The house is small, the house is narrow, and it's raining like this and it leaks too." The husband's attempt to venture out earlier that morning had met with failure, his motorbike abandoned on a treacherous, slippery slope. "This morning, I went out and got it back. The place outside is so slippery that I can't go up. So I left the car on the slippery road above." The symbolism was not lost, they were stuck, literally and figuratively. The only path forward, it seemed, was backward. "I think we can't solve anything in here. After we go home, we'll look at the garden and then we'll do it again to plant crops to sell, because now the ones planted before are also ripe. Now, after we've pulled them out, we'll do it again and then we'll plant other vegetables." The mother echoed the sentiment, yearning for the familiar rhythm of the land. "Mom thinks the garden is so dense that I want to go back to work on the garden. It's so dense, my child. What can we do here, wife?" Before, we also called it that. Sometimes we went to find places here and there, got this and that to sell, and it's the same when we go back. This conversation, however, was tinged with a deeper undercurrent of unresolved trauma. The mention of going back home was a poignant reminder of the very reason they were in this dilapidated shelter, a devastating scam that had stripped them of their ancestral home. The daughter-in-law, a woman named Nhat, was at the heart of it, her disappearance leaving a gaping wound of betrayal and financial ruin. "I think it's too difficult for us to go back here. It's raining like this house and this hut won't do anything," the husband lamented, the immediate discomfort of their current lodging overshadowing the deeper wound. The mother's thoughts drifted to Nhat, her voice tinged with a mixture of anger and sorrow. "Before, my wife probably made thin leaves. My daughter built the leaves too sparsely, my child. I think it's a bit sparse, so the water leaks. Think about it, we can't stay here forever. When we go home, we still have to raise chickens and ducks, but here we have to run back and forth. It's very hard. How miserable. My family doesn't even have anyone. If I come back and live here like this, there won't even be anyone to raise chickens. The fear of further loss, even from their meager possessions, was palpable. I'm afraid that if I stay here for too long, they'll find out and steal. Yes. Why do we have to go up on the hill to live? Mom lives in this house, there are many things to do, it's convenient to go back and forth. It's easy to go back and forth. Think about it, I can't stay here forever. Let's eat, wife. It's late now, I'm going to work. Despite the persistent rain and his family's pleas, the husband was unyielding. The sheer weight of their economic precariousness left him no alternative. If it rains, you'll stay home with your wife and children and not go to work anymore. Yes. The weather changes like this, you'll get sick. So are you getting ready to go to work? Yes, I'm going to work now. Yes, you have work to do, just go. It's raining at home, so we should stay home. Yes. Stay home, don't go out to work. Go earn money and then get sick, it's miserable. I'm going to work. Remember to put on your raincoat. Yes. I know. When you're done, go along the road, it's going to rain. Yes. Okay. Let me hold it for a while, I'll go somewhere where it's raining heavily, I'll wear it. I'll go. I know. Mom and wife, stay home. It's best not to go out when it's raining. Just hold it with you, if it rains heavily later, you can wear it. His departure was a somber ritual, a testament to the grinding cycle of poverty that forced him into the deluge. The sight of him, a solitary figure braving the elements, wrung a fresh wave of sorrow from his wife. Seeing your husband like this makes me feel so sorry, honey. Going to work up here, my son-in-law can't ride a motorbike anymore, so he has to walk. After her son-in-law left, the mother turned to her daughter, a different kind of resolve hardening her features. Honey, it's drizzling like this. My son-in-law is going to work, but he told us to stay home. So we won't go anymore. Let's go. It's drizzling, I'm afraid you'll get sick. Get a raincoat to wear. I'm afraid I'll get sick when my son-in-law scolds me. If it rains, just go. Mom will go get a long-sleeved shirt to wear. It's in the kitchen. Mom has this hat. Let's go, honey. See if there's a knife in the basket? Their conversation, however, quickly returned to the gnawing anxiety of the past. This daughter-in-law left yesterday and now I don't know if she's found that guy or not. If she saw him, she'd come back and say something. If she didn't, she'd say something. She's been gone until now and hasn't come back yet. Now I've had enough of her. Even now, she doesn't know how to get home, let me go look for her again. So annoying. It's raining too. Where can I find her? The guy she referred to was the orchestrator of their misfortune, the shadowy figure behind the loss of their home, and Tao's enigmatic disappearance. This was not merely the concern of a parent for a missing child, but the visceral fear of a victim still reeling from a calculated betrayal. Meanwhile, miles away from the damp, desperate hut, the architects of such despair operated with chilling impunity. In a bustling, anonymous restaurant, a man named Tung and his accomplice, a younger, more impressionable figure, sat over a meal, their conversation a stark contrast to the struggles of the family in the rain. Lately, I've been playing too much and I've run out of money. A few days ago, I tricked a woman. She was very easy to trick. I sold a house for 500 million. I saw something similar to me. I used it all up again, Tung recounted, a casual, almost proud, indifference in his voice. His accomplice listened intently, perhaps aspiring to the same cold ruthlessness. She told me, I played too hard. If I had played a little harder at that time, wouldn't I have been good? Let's go find a few places nearby to see if there's any good leads for me to easily trick. This was the modus operandi of the predatory fraudster: identify vulnerability, exploit trust, and then disappear. Chung explained the strategy with a chilling clarity. I played a lot before, but it's a pity that I used it all up. I'm too greedy to play, it's really bitter. Now I'm telling you the truth. If I had a business relationship nearby, I probably wouldn't have one. You should go to the remote highlands and find a relationship, it's easier. Do you understand? I'm here, I've cheated many people many times, so they know. Do you understand? The accomplice nodded, absorbing the lessons of a seasoned con artist. That's right, I also think like that. You arrange time with me to search in remote areas. That's right. That's easier to cheat. That's right. Let's see. Let's find a partner to move to another region. To find a partner to cheat easily. To find a partner as easy as the one just now, it's very easy to cheat. Okay, just keep looking. Find a partner that's easy to cheat. That's right. Now let's see if you can find one. Let's move together. Tone then began to recount his masterpiece, the very scam that had rendered the old woman and her family homeless. Before, I knew that guy who said that lady had a big house for sale. That kid was the daughter-in-law of that lady. Luckily, I knew that kid. Then, that kid and I colluded to cheat her out of her house. It was very easy to cheat her out of her house. She sold it for 500 million. That's good. But now, finding a good partner like that would be great. Luckily, thanks to that guy, she was the daughter-in-law of that lady, so she got her big house, a beautiful house. If there's any good leads, just call me, I'm ready. Okay. I'll arrange it. It's late now. I'll also go have breakfast and make a bowl of noodles. As he spoke, unaware of the impending storm, a chilling voice cut through the background noise of the restaurant, a voice imbued with the weary authority of years of hardship and now, burning suspicion. Okay, Uncle, what are you doing hiding there, Uncle? It was the old woman. Her eyes, sharpened by a deep, festering hurt, narrowed on the man attempting to melt into the shadows. The hunter had become the hunted. The sudden appearance of the old woman, a specter from Tung's past, sent a jolt of panic through the seemingly unflappable con artist. "It's me," he stammered, attempting to maintain an air of confused innocence. The old woman, however, was relentless, her memory unclouded by time or hardship. "This uncle looks familiar, like I've met you before, right, Uncle? Are you some kind of uncle? I look very familiar. What kind of uncle?" "This is definitely me. The time I came back to your daughter-in-law's house." "No. Told her to sell something and invest the money in something." "That's right." "No. It's not me." "That's right." "No. It's not me. I know a friend, he's a friend, but I don't know about the investment." Tung's denials were transparent, a desperate attempt to erase a crime etched into the old woman's very soul. "I don't know. I can't deny it. I don't know. It's definitely me. I'm not involved. It's not me, Uncle. Now you know what I'm talking about, do you know?" "No. I'm not. The time I tricked your daughter-in-law into selling the house, now I'm looking for him all the time. I don't know anything. I don't know, I'm not familiar with it. How could you mistake me?" "No? It's not me, Uncle." The confrontation escalated, a battle of wills between perpetrator and victim. The old woman's quiet determination belied the immense pain she carried. "That day I went to that house and took the money away. That's not me. It's not me. No need to do anything, no, you can't be mistaken. It's not me. It can't be mistaken." "That's exactly right. It's exactly me. It's not me." Am I exactly called Tung? No, I don't know. I don't know anyone named Tung, uncle. That's exactly Tung. I know your daughter-in-law. No, that's not it. I don't know anyone named Tung. It's not me, uncle. Yes, you mistook the person. You're not mistaken. You saw it very clearly. It's not me. Now you can't argue. At that time, she told her daughter-in-law that they were friends. It's not me, Tung. I'm not Tung. You mistook the person. The tension was electric, the truth hovering just beyond Tung's grasp. At that time, she told your daughter-in-law that her business was very good, uncle. You should invest as much as possible. It's not me, uncle. That's exactly right. It's not me. You mistook the person. Exactly. It's not me. That's from the time your daughter-in-law told me that she was still sitting at the table talking about investing, right? No. I don't know anything about investing. My daughter-in-law lives with me, so I know. As Tung scrambled for excuses, his previous boasting about easy scams echoed mockingly in the air. Before, I had a piece of land that I said was good to buy, but when I came to invest, she said she wanted to contribute capital to invest, but when my friend didn't give me money, I changed my investment to another place. I didn't invest. I don't know. I don't know. Why don't I know? I know. I told your daughter-in-law to sell the house and give me money to invest. What did I invest for? No. No. It wasn't me, uncle. It wasn't me. Why wasn't it? That's right. So who did I just talk to about cheating? Cheating money and cheating on what? Something like that. No, I just called my friend to talk about business. I'm not involved. I don't know what you're talking about. You said you cheated this lady. What did you and your mother say? You said it was really easy to cheat. Didn't you say it was your money? No. I don't know. That's right. It wasn't. Heard clearly, uncle. Sit here and hear everything clearly. I have to go to the police station now? No, now you and I have to go to the police station. No, I won't go anywhere. The mother's threat to involve the police sent a cold shiver down Tung's spine. His bravado crumbled, replaced by naked fear. It's not me. I don't know anything. It's not who I am. No, just stay there. It's not me. But from the moment I entered your house, from that day on, they tricked me out of all the money from selling the house. From that time until now, I haven't seen you. I've searched and searched until now. Even my daughter-in-law. No, now it's not okay. You have to follow me to the police station. No. Who are you selling the house to? I don't know. Let me go. You're holding my hands. No, uncle, I don't know. You have to go. Follow me. Let me go. Go. I tricked you out of all your money. No, let me go. It's not me. Go to the police station. I won't go anywhere. It's not me. No, it's not me. Don't go to the police station. I won't go anywhere. It's not me. No. It's not me. Don't go to the police station. I won't go anywhere. The frantic, repetitive denials only served to confirm his guilt. Just then, her son arrived, drawn by the commotion, and the narrative of deception began to unravel further. The son, his face a storm of anger and recognition, quickly grasped the gravity of the situation. My child, it's exactly this guy who tricked your mother into losing her house. He pulled a chair for the old woman, a silent gesture of solidarity and protection. Brother, please sit down. That Tao ran away from Mom yesterday and Mom went looking for him and couldn't find him. Tomorrow, when I passed by, I heard this kid talking about something and said he was tricking money. What kind of money? Tricked money, tricked old people. Seeing that mother and son were stupid and gentle, I had a lot of fun tricking him. It was very easy. Isn't this kid? It's exactly this kid who came to Mom's house. Before, Tao said he was her friend. The son's direct questioning cut through Tung's flimsy defenses. You don't know. I don't know. It's this friend. You don't know anything. Tao's friend. Are you Tao's friend? No. I don't know. I don't know anyone Tao. I don't know anyone Tao. I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone. Do you know? What don't you know? I don't know anything. That day I went home with Tao. The story of the scam, a chilling narrative of calculated manipulation, began to emerge. When I told you to invest 10 million last time, I gave Tao money to go home. This is 40 million including the principal. Then I said, oh, this is too little investment, let's continue investing. Exactly, this, and Tao said, Mom, just sell the house for a few hundred million, but you take a few billion. The son pressed on, his voice filled with righteous fury. I'm old, so I don't know what you guys are scamming. If you don't know, just listen to you. Mom, leave. You sit down here. Then sit down. But you sit down here, work. When you ask, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. You've been to my mother's house before. I don't know. Then my mother will recognize you, right? Who are you and the scammer? Tell me your full name. It's not me. I'm not telling you. The story of my mother being scammed out of her house and selling it is a story I know. I'm also investigating. See, now you and who else are conspiring to defraud and appropriate other people's property? I asked my mother. When asked who was behind this, my mother also said that she said it was Tao's friend. Tao's friend is now you, not me. I don't know. I don't know. I know this. I'm not sure if you mistook me for someone else. What did you do? You mistook me for you. I went into the house, it's not that I didn't know. I also told you to do this and that. This is a lot of money, you have to invest a lot of this and that. Under the relentless questioning, Tung's defenses finally crumbled. Why don't you know? I went into his house with Tao and I brought the money back for you. I said that money was invested and you got a lot. That's right, if you do that, you'll get a lot of money. You should invest in it. Tao. And you told your mother to go borrow money. Mom, go borrow it. No, now you're just going to borrow money. Go let Tao go do business and say, oh, this is so great, isn't it, my child? It's so great, Mom. Just keep investing a lot of money in it. I don't know. That 10 million that Tao borrowed, Tao gave it to someone else, not me. I don't know. I don't know. Not for me. When she finished borrowing it for me to invest, you invested 10 million and got 30, 40 million. Didn't I give it to you? If I didn't give it to you, who would? I gave it to Tao. Tao gave it to you, not me. Who would give it to her? She said you were a friend. You and Tao. That's right. Say it again. Are you Tao's friend? No, you're not. I don't know this. I don't know this. You better tell the truth. I really don't know. It's not me. I don't know. What would I not know? We're friends, we call each other all the time. Is Tao's friend trick you into selling the house? But that's not exactly it. That day, then you and Tao now told me to invest a lot. Now if I invest, what else do I have? Now Tao doesn't cost anything. Now Tao is sitting here, watching. She knows. Friends with each other properly. At that time, they were friends. Now what else is there? Now she's scared, she's still shaking. Here. My children, now you have to get money for me right away. You can't not get money for me. You tricked me into selling the whole house. Now Tao has been tricked too. Now Tao is also looking for her nephew. Then she ran away. She was afraid she couldn't get the money, so she ran away. The double betrayal, revealed in Tung's forced confession, deepened the mother's pain. Her own daughter-in-law, Tao, had been both accomplice and victim. "So did you come to my mother's house that day?" "Yes, I did." "Exactly. You are Tao's friend, right? You don't have to deny it anymore. I already know everything. You read me your name." "Read your name." "Name Tung." "What Tung?" "Li Van Tung." "Li Van Tung." "Tell me everything about how you took advantage of my mother. Tell me from the beginning. From the day you and Tao." "I don't know. This job has nothing to do with me. I don't know anything." "Do you like to argue?" "Yes, yes, yes. I already know everything about this. You better tell me from the beginning." "I'll tell you." "Tell me from the beginning." "I told you, from the beginning. I was also hanging around and was short of money, then I passed by on the street and met Tao. I met Tao, and Tao also had a child at her house, who was her daughter-in-law. Then we just talked, not really close friends, just knew each other. I also talked to Tao. I heard that there was an uncle here who lived alone and had a big, beautiful house. She married into his family. I talked about planning to trick him into taking money to invest in real estate to sell his house for money. Now tell me clearly. Is there anyone else between you and Tao?" "No. This is my mother. You are tricking me into selling that house. That is also my house. See? Did you know? Now you have not told me clearly. Now tell me again. Tell me the truth." "I don't know either. Because I saw a nice house, I also invited Tao to do it. I invited Tao to take over the property." The son, aghast at the callousness, demanded the full truth. "How many times is this? I'm asking you. Didn't you hear?" "Yes. This is the first time, sir." "Is it the first time?" "The first time. If you trick others, what are you doing?" "Yes, I have nothing to do, just hang around." "Where are your parents?" "My parents work far away and are not home." "Work far away? If your parents work far away, who will you stay with at home?" "I went to live alone." Tung's confession, finally complete, exposed the emptiness behind his facade. The big house and cars he used to impress Tao were all borrowed or rented. He was a drifter, a schemer, preying on the vulnerable. "I live alone. I just go out here and there." "That big house. Isn't that your house?" "That's my house that I rented. I rented it temporarily. So I rented everything. Isn't that my house?" "No. I don't have a house, I wander around. I rent the house." That guy said my house is a big house with cars. I have cars, all kinds, and very nice cars. Where is my car now? I don't have a car. I borrowed my car. I borrowed it from my friend. The grim reality of the stolen 500 million was revealed. It had all been squandered on online games. "So where did the money go when you tricked my mother into selling that house?" "I took all the money to spend on personal expenses, brother." "What did I spend it on?" "I spent it on online games." "What kind of game did you spend so much money on?" "I just went into the game to buy clothes." "You're so young, how dare you spend your uncle's money to play games?" "So it turns out that I took the money to play games. Now you have lost your house." The son's anger boiled over. "I have to find the money for you to pay you back. It turns out that I took your money to play games." "I said I did what and got a lot of money." "What money?" "I don't have money to pay you. I used all the money." "I don't have money to pay you." "Why don't I have money to pay you?" "At first I won a prize. I even had money for you." "So where did I get it?" "I borrowed money from a friend to trick you." "How dare you do that? Dare to borrow money from others to trick you?" Tung further admitted his calculated manipulation of Tao. Then Tao said that it was only 2 days and she got a lot of money, a huge amount of mona. "Why? Where is the money now?" I always said a lot of money. Now Tao is not here anymore. What to do? Find Tao. Tao always said, "Mom, just invest in it and you will get a lot of money." Now that you have been tricked like this, what can I do? I have to find money to pay you back. Otherwise, it won't work. Don't put me in jail. Tao and I colluded with each other and tricked you into shooting down the house, right? Actually, I also tricked Tao. You tricked Tao? I tricked Tao and her. Let me be clear. The last time I met Tao, I talked and joked with Tao and tricked Tao that there was an investment to make a profit. After Tao contributed capital, Tao contributed 10 million with me. Fast capital investment, quick profit. After investing 10 million, you get 30 million. Then Tao trusted me and I tricked Tao, saying there was a new business, to do big business. If you want to do this, you have to invest a lot of capital. Then I tricked Tao to sell the house to get investment capital. After having the investment capital, I ran away. So with that capital, Tao sold the house and gave the money to you. Then you ran away, or where did you go? That's right. So you tricked my mother for 500 million. You took it to play games, right? That's right. And you also tricked Tao for another 10 million? Then Mom also thought that Tao did it. It turned out that Mom also heard wrong. To make a mistake, people have to plan ahead and then fall into someone's trap, that's for sure. But Tao thought she was also on the same team. The son demanded restitution. Now I will take back the investigation statement. It can't be like that. You have stated clearly and accurately. Have you confessed everything, or are you still hiding something? That's right. Tell me clearly and carefully. So when you took the money and left, did you leave home? Or did you come back home? Or did you leave from then on? The image of Tung as a rootless wanderer solidified. I live alone. I just go out here and there. The son's call for Tung's parents to repay the debt was met with resistance. Don't call my parents back, they have nothing to do with this. Since you broke the law, you must call your parents back to resolve it. Right now, we will temporarily detain you here to resolve it. The old woman's hope, however, remained focused on the money.